Shopkeeper's Tale.
Welcome. Please, do take a look around. I can tell from your current state you must have traveled a great many miles to happen upon my humble bodega. Might I greet you with something to drink? No? A wise choice. We mustn't go trusting those whom we cannot fully see. But by all means, have a look around. If it's not nourishment you seek, I'm sure I can guess what itch my delicacies may scratch. Not the talking type, huh? Perhaps I can guess which items are most likely to draw your eye. I can see from your outfit that you are well-traveled, a bit weathered, perhaps a piece from one of my collections of cursed swords. No. Weapons don't tickle your ganglia, do they? Well, what of a musical instrument? Yes, let's see. This horn here, when blown twice on the dawning of a full moon, has the potential to summon Amphros the Terrible. And what of this sacred pipe? Depending on the herb one chooses to breathe from its confines, one can gain stark advantages in sight, smell, stamina, and... No. And what of tinctures or poisons? Surely there must be someone upon whom you seek retribution? You... that... Of all the statue stones and gems that I've procured for your hungry eyes, you choose that book. Histories of beasts, summoned and vanquished. An old but by no means ancient publication. Why, pray tell, do you desire this book? I see. You may not talk, but you sure do understand the most universal language of all. Shall we say 15 silver pieces? Well then, how about 12? 12 pieces, and I will do you the kindness of reading you one of the incantations. After all, these tales are not written in any language you can understand. Sanskrit, Akkadian, Aramaic, forgive my impertinence, but you do not strike me as the type to practice such ancient tongues. So, do we have a deal? Oh, resplendent. I will choose one at random for... Oh, I see. It would appear the reason you wished for this book was not so secretive after all. Looking to learn more of ancient demigods, curious if the tales of fortune and decay are true? Well, I do regret to inform you that I know not the answer to these questions. But you've selected one of my favorites. Please, sit. I will read you the arc of Donohitis, the Entangler. Deep in the sunken caves of lands and empires
washed away eons ago, buried far under the dust and soot that has piled upon the rubble of societies lost and twisted by nature's impatient hand through the depths of the canyons carved and the mountains eroded, lies the slumbering Donohitis. Those who mistakenly cling to Lovecraftian lore would confuse him with one of the children of Azathoth. But Donohitis is, as far as is known, an earthly being. It is said that Donohitis, the Entangler, was once a creature of the sea. In ancient hieroglyphs, he was depicted as a limbless, serpent-like creature. However, more recent annotations have colored him as closer to a fungal growth, free of sentience, with vine tendrils that run along all sides, slithering and trembling as they read the vibrations of the Earth's crust. It was this initial miscommunication that led to our eldest ancestors to mistake Donahites for an aquatic beast. In reality, the faceless atrocity uses its might to burrow through the sand and dirt, quaking the surrounding solids at such a rate that it can move through as if swimming. It is through those means that the great Donahites is able to travel such vast distances and cause such immense destruction. It is a mammoth entity that moves seemingly both with and without purpose. The thick, veined locks of damp vegetation that cover its flower are a defensive structure, cloaking device, and transportation mechanism. His primordial splendor has been detailed throughout time. To the Greeks, he was one of Hades' rogue titans. To the Africans, Anansi, the web weaver. The Incans refer to him as Amaru, serpent demon of the underworld. These commonalities in description across continents are no coincidence, as his incomparable size and strength could allow him to travel the length of the Earth's mantle, resistant to heat, protected by his swirling bundle of twisting cables and cords. The name Donahites was only bestowed upon this old god after ages of mystic gurus' careful observation. The culmination of their notes determined that the sound of this glorious beast's vibrations through the ground produced a rumble, a hum, mimicking the pronunciation of its name. The echoes of his movements produce a pitch so low that only those deep in meditation might be able to pick up on its vibration. Donahites, after all, travels miles and miles beneath the Earth's initial surface, but the effects of his travel are felt tremendously. History is littered with evidence of Donahites' wreckage. Just years after the death of the Christian god, Donahites laid waste to the city of Pompeii, using its force to prematurely erupt a once dormant volcano. 2 millennia later, it was Donahites suspected of the destruction behind the great Chilean earthquake, Valdivia. In 2357, the tsunami of the Cape Coast swallowed nearly 25% of the continent of Africa. It was then that the oracles were able to confirm that Donahites, the Entangler, was once again active and thriving. To this date, that incident is the only physical sighting of the mythic monster that has been confirmed and documented. It is the reason why his structure is more known now than ever before. The Great Old One's motivations have been debated for centuries. Some have claimed that it is an agent of chaos, determined only to present its power and strength to the inferior creatures living above. Others insist that the footsteps of living creatures send vibrations through the earth that Donahites finds displeasing. Thus, the acts of destruction are to quiet especially populous regions of the earth. Still others have claimed him to be an experiment, a lab-crafted being made by some sort of divine creator. But to what end? Those questions go beyond the scope of this writing. There is only one more feature of Donahites worth noting, and that is his mantra. That which entangles, ensnares, and subsumes. As mentioned, only once has there been a confirmed depiction of the ethereal ancient. Those who saw witnessed the true purpose of the slithering vines which surround his innards. Donahites, after emerging from the ground, projects thousands of ropes attached to the base of his flower, in every direction visible, each capable of stretching outward for miles, and each with a circumference of a large family dwelling. Truly, his size cannot be conveyed on a page with pen and paper. It is unimaginable. These tendrils protrude and cover entire cities at a time, trapping them under a dome, web-like vine of swampy pipes. Each one latches into the ground, creating a tent-like structure over the area whose misfortune it is to be targeted. And then, in one instance, with a swiftness unfitting for such a creature so large, The sickening tentacles burrow through the ground, going miles deep, then shooting back upward, out of the ground, high into the sky, 10 times taller than any man-made structure before weaving back down. In and out of the fragile earth as if being sewn into fabric by a needle, but thousands of times over, wrapping and coiling its way around, over and through any structure that meets its path. Once Donohides has fully entangled his way through his desired area, his root, his base, slams into the earth again and again, the vibrations sending shock waves through every coiled loop and crumbling all infrastructure within sight of his horrible thrusts. It would appear as though when causing natural disasters is not devastating enough, Donohides will take personal care to obliterate any space he finds displeasing. With no eyes or ears, no mouth or brain to speak of, these acts can only be assumed instinctual and cosmically sinister. For as much as his existence and purpose has been debated, we are no closer to understanding how, when, and from whence it arose. Donohides, the Entangler.
Well, did you enjoy the story? Did the tale of Donohides scratch whatever itch it was that you had? Wondering if it's real? I must admit I've wondered that myself. But as I've said, I cannot tell you. The man who sold me this book of stories claimed to be one of the observers, one who saw the mighty Donohides enact his horrible intentions upon an unsuspecting patch of land, wiping away tens of thousands of unsuspecting human lives. But of course, if that were true, how then could this observer have survived? Still not much for conversation. Might I share with you another story? Perhaps Cyclontos, he who haunts the bubbling pit? Or the winged horror of Sanletos? No? The beast of 1,000 scratching needles? Very well then, I suppose I will bid you farewell. But a word of caution. This book contains more than just great knowledge. It holds great power as well. Do not be loose-lipped with the stories of this book, nor with the knowledge that you possess it. I warn you, do not confuse the cheapened monetary value of this book with its actual worth. You will pay in much more than silver if you mistreat it. That includes damaging it with that funny little machine that you've parked outside my tavern doors. Travel well. Travel safe. Oh, and one last thing. If you should wake to a swarm of spiders attempting to lift the book from your possession, my advice is